After waiting over a year, I finally got my Steam Deck. It's the 256 gig model, and I upgraded it with a 512 gig micro SD card. And in this video, we'll be going over what it's like to use the Steam Deck. This won't be a super in-depth review, just a few things I find good and bad about the deck, and I honestly think a lot of it may surprise you. Let's start. I always like to start with positive things, so let's start with something I like about the Steam Deck, other than the entire console. Valve handled the thermals extremely well with this. I was concerned that because this is essentially a handheld PC with PC hardware, that it would get rather hot and may end up being uncomfortable to use. But it is not at all. The thermals are completely in check all of the time, and the acoustics of the console are also in check all of the time. I don't feel the need to wear headphones with this like I do my PC. The pitch and volume of the Steam Deck's single fan is easily drowned out by the speakers at less than half volume. Keeping with what I like about the Steam Deck and keeping with hardware, I'm not so sure how Valve pulled it off, but the ability to suspend games and putting the deck to sleep and coming back to it hours later and being back in the game that you were playing hours ago in less than 5 seconds, that feature is absolutely amazing. I love it and I use it every day. It's why the Steam Deck has honestly become my main form of gaming. The Steam Deck isn't all sunshine and rainbows though. There are a couple of things I don't like about it, starting with software. The UI itself is very familiar and doesn't have anything too wrong with it unless you're considering the homepage of the Steam Deck has store elements on it that I can look past because, well, Valve is selling these at a loss. And I also don't like that I had to dig through the menu a little bit to find the spot to format a micro SD card. Didn't like that very much. But the UI and just software experience as a whole doesn't feel polished yet. In January and February, the reviews told us that the device feels like it's in beta right now, or right then. And right now, it feels like it's right about to exit beta, or that it was just released. I've had to manually re-enter Wi-Fi information one too many times after coming back from a game suspension to forget about it, and when I was setting up the deck for the first time, I had to restart the deck multiple times to force it through the setup, but I did eventually get through it. My last complaint is something I know that I can fix by buying accessories, but come on, man, I just spent $500 on the console. I don't want to buy more stuff for it. The power cord, I freaking hate it. This offends me. It's a personal attack on my day and my life is ruined. I'm going to go to Twitter and cancel Valve because the power cord for my Steam Deck just isn't long enough. In all seriousness of this, though, I do wish the power cord was either removable from the brick so that I could add a longer cord to the 45-watt brick, or just a longer 10 or 15-foot cable so that I could use the deck at the other side of my couch while, that would be neat. So back to what we like about the Steam Deck, because honestly, I like this thing, it's amazing. My personal Steam library contains about 280 games, so not huge, but not small. 50 of those games ran great out of the box, so they were great on deck verified right out of the box. And about half of those games that were great on deck didn't support Linux natively, and this is a Linux-based operating system. So they're using the Proton layer to run. And even more than that is if a game says it doesn't run on deck and you know you can use a controller to play it, give it a try anyway, because like with Darksiders 3 on my deck, it runs amazing. And honestly, the best part about the Steam Deck is the software. I didn't touch too much on what it's like to use the deck because you can tweak it to whatever you want it to be. You want a portable console that just plays games? That's the deck. You want a Nintendo Switch experience to emulate pretty much any game ever made? Also the deck. Do you want to install Windows and remake the PDAs of old? That is also the deck. The best part about the deck is the best part about PC gaming. The experience is what you want it to be, and even out of the box, without tweaking anything, it's amazing, and I highly recommend it if you can afford it. But anyway, guys, that's all I had for the Steam Deck today. I didn't want this video to get too long, too long-winded, or whatever. I just kind of wanted to keep it short and simple. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. And watch out for next week's video. We're going to do some kind of sketchy shit with my computer.